getting started. Most likely this will all start coming together right now. You should probably already see this much taller tower. Hopefully the audio is okay. I have the microphone inside its soundboard here. Should be able to see a secondary view of the tower as well. It's still very early. It is currently 3:57 a.m. Not even 4 o'clock yet. Been up for a while. It's been a weird couple days. Sorry, I'm drinking my coffee. So what I need to do right now, I don't like the idea that this outside portion is like a direct access door to my tower. I want the only access to this overall castle once I'm done to be that main front gate. So what I wanted to do was move this door basically and the step up access and the balcony and basically kind of try to shift this to the inside. But right, well, and also I don't know if you noticed, but this has gotten much taller. Did it freeze up? Oh no, it looks like I can see it going. Okay, sorry, I was making sure it's actually still going on the stream. Can I get a stream health check? Okay, looks good. Sorry. So I made this much taller. I added this balcony section above this doorway to allow this door to kind of be a place they can come out, which makes sense to be inside too, right? So this right here should be on the inside, but then I kind of want everything above it to stay on the outside portion. This base piece already looks like it's outside. This looks like it's outside. So everything on this side of it sort of already is ready that way. So I may have to design something for this level if I just rotated it so that it doesn't look like just an open space you're looking into, which means I don't really have to decorate inside that particular floor. So I need to start taking some of these sections off to do some custom work again with this tower, because I've already built this whole floor, and then this floor was all new to make it taller, because when it was sat behind the rest of the castle, I posted some pictures to Instagram, it didn't look tall enough. Like I was like, oh, it needs to be kind of dramatic, this big tower behind it. So I wanted to do that. I still have another whole 3-in-1 kit, and it's quite possible this won't take too long to do this little mod. These are extra pieces so far, including a bunch of plates over here and everything in these bins. I'm kind of setting up the castle in the background, and what I think I might do is do this modification to the tower, and then I'll pull out the other set and start getting creative with building towers. What I'd like to have is additional wall space along the side. I'd like to move the like water wheel building for the blacksmith off of the front wall, because that soft stuff is not something you would want on the front wall of your castle. You'd want that inside and protected. So, and then I think with the extra, the blue, the yellow building blocks, be able to build a couple of inside buildings. I've already kind of put together a group of villagers. I have some like emergency troops, people who've just been outfitted as shoddily as best as you possibly can to kind of fill out the space inside. So we'll see how that goes. That's kind of the plan for the morning, at least. It's still, like I said, very early. I don't think the family will be up for a couple hours. I'm already through a cup of coffee almost. So probably have to take a break here in just a second to get a new cup of coffee. Let me send out a message, because there's some East Coast folks that might be up Saturday morning, and I'll let them know that I'm live. Maybe people will come chat with me here in a few minutes. So let me share this stream real quick. I'm just sharing it with Brickitect. I also got some really cool news yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I'm probably gonna anyways. I wasn't told not to. I'm actually going to tag everybody. I usually try not to do this. So what I told them was I'm going to talk about it here on the live stream first, and then I'll go back to Discord later and post it, just so that way maybe a few people jump over here just to talk about it first. Discord has like a pop-up alert now to let you know you're about to tag with an @everyone tag, which, you know, is kind of invasive, aggressive, but I think in this case it's kind of important. About to share some pretty big news. I'd like to drive the Papa Bear channel a little bit bigger, because right now all my Lego friends are more subscribed towards the Addison Versus channel, and I'm moving most of my personal Lego stuff off of Addison's channel and onto this one. So get them to know, like, hey, I'm doing more stuff over here. So we'll see if anybody joins me. I mean, I'm gonna need another cup of coffee in a minute, but switch back over. I'm not to here. I want to see the stream itself and see if anybody shows up. I want to be able to see chat. Okay. So now what I want to work on first, I'm gonna take some of the top stuff off, so that way I don't knock it all over the place. So with that, I'm gonna start here with the dragon. Already knocking pieces around. Start with the dragon level and kind of pull everything above that off. So this is all of that. Now let me grab these pieces and try to get this back together. What did I do? What else fell off? Oh, it was like fire. Where was this fire piece at? Knocked it right out of this little holder I built. Okay, so now, yeah, the idea was I want to move. Okay, I want there to be a water source inside, right? So a really good castle design would include a water source inside, so if you're under siege, you'd still at least have water. So I do kind of want this whole thing, or at least some water inside, flowing through the inside of the castle, and it's going to be something I'll build in the whole castle set to run through the inside and back out the outside, which would provide a potential weak point. That's the water culvert thing. I think I'll design that into the front wall too, so it'll flow pretty much from, if you were standing behind the castle at the display, you'll see inside and see all the activity there. There'll be a stream that runs through the inside of the castle and out the front. I still like the idea that this gate is actually, or not the gate, but this bridge is that. So do I need to redo this as the inside, or is this the inside? And then I just need to like change this. Although, I mean, the idea that there's a door that you're just not supposed to use maybe on the other side of the water could work too. So water could all be here. I gotta look at how that's built into it. So one of the things I'm gonna do is probably need to pull. It's so nerve-wracking because I spent a long time rebuilding this whole thing, and it's not like the standard Lego stability, so I'm a little nervous. Let me check the audio. I don't even know that the audio is any good on this right now. Go ahead and switch this to Addison's YouTube channel, so that way I can have it count as someone else joining, at least for a second. Okay, and yep, she got an alert that I was going live. Okay, and I can hear it. There's like a weird, oh, duh, that's because microphone's picking up this thing playing. Duh. Turn that down. It'll count as watch time. I'm gonna leave that on. Why not? At least for a little while. What was I doing here? Take a sip of coffee. Let me see if I can. I have like a sort of a plan, but not a very solid one. I just know what I kind of want to do. I'm not sure exactly how to get there yet. So it does a couple cool things here at the bottom. This this is how you'll connect to the main tower. These are the same height as the rest of the castle tower walls. So that'll be one of the key design features as I add modules to the rest of the tower when I build from the third set. So this needs to kind of stay at least as a feature height. This could be a door underneath, like a run water right in front, and then I'd have to figure out how to design feature space for this to look like stonework on the outside as well, because right now this is the door, there's nothing here, and this would need to be outside. Right now this side already looks like stonework. It's really good. There's water here. Don't necessarily need water there if I'm moving this inside. So it's my idea right now, I think, is to remove all this outer portion on this side and rotate the whole top around so water's inside, stairs come up to inside, door access to inside, balcony inside, which really means mostly all that needs to move is like this door space to this side actually. But I think that the way the pieces are used, I'm gonna have to completely disassemble the base floor. So mostly what I'm hoping to keep is, maybe I can keep this whole top floor together. It's definitely built with like multiple plates though. So I don't know if that's gonna be possible. I'm gonna try. I definitely did some very gentle work to make this work. Okay, starting to separate stuff. Let's see if this does okay. I should be able to pull up these plates on this side a little bit. One thing is the gargoyles are part of the bottom or the floor below it too, so don't pull up on the gargoyles. Got it. Okay, sort of starting to get there on this side. This is so nerve-wracking, by the way, because I did spend about 2 hours designing this stupid floor. Okay, so it came off there. Put the gargoyles back. Maybe don't. Yeah. At least put the gargoyle back, and maybe I'll keep the archway there, because right now the archway is actually what's holding the floor plates, these 4, together right now. I don't think they're attached to anything else. The door above it, which right now should be able to hold it together. Yeah, I can put it back. It's not ideal, but try to get it to stay up there. Okay, you guys hold it together. There we go. There's that module. Now put the gargoyle back, put this archway back. Now that's this floor back together. Hello, Jose. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's still, again, very early here. It just became 4 a.m. I am going to need to go to a cup of coffee in just a second, so you're going to probably see me disappear. Apologize. You missed the beginning part, so made the tower much taller last stream, right? And once I connected it to the castle, I took a picture, I posted it on Instagram, and it didn't make sense to me that there's this walkway and a door to access the outside part of the tower. That's the defense part of the castle. I'm like, that needs to be on the inside. And again, this isn't my design. That part was the normal 3-in-1 creator design. So today's doing mostly, I'm going to do the custom work stuff where turn this more into now my design for the castle that we're going to put on display at Bricks LA in January. I don't know if you've seen posts or whatever, but I've been putting together a big army too. And I got big news. I do want to see if we have a chance to let more of the Brickitect Discord folks hit up the stream before I talk too much about it. I'm excited though. So it's going to be hopefully pretty cool, pretty fun for those of us who have been hanging out, talking Lego on the Brickitect Discord for a while now. But yeah, so my idea is I want to rearrange at least the base 2 floors, so this one and then the stairs and door access. And so I guess not the bottom 2. The bottom one is fine. It's the second and third story. The third one, which I custom created to go over this door, and then realized the doors like shouldn't even be on this side; it should be on the inside. The problem with the idea of just flipping it around, the other side also has a door at the bottom, where it's like a prison cell door, and then so I'm thinking is this water and all these stairs and the door basically should be on this side. So then I need this side's open. We'll need to design some kind of an outside facade, or the gargoyles really probably should become the front side, but I need to build a side wall or something. So anyways, I'm going to rearrange a little bit of the space so that the outside wall of the castle is protection and the inside is access to the tower. So I took the top off so I don't knock the whole stupid thing over because it's pretty tall right now. This is basically how tall the tower was before, but I've added this floor and this floor, so it's now 2 additional floors taller basically, which is, oh, I guess it would have been 1 section taller, so it would be more like it was that tall, but still. That's what I'm going to work on today. And if I get done with that before everybody else wakes up, I'll go ahead and grab the other 3-in-1 set and start parting it out so that way I can have the pieces sorted, although it's kind of a mess on the table right now. I think I can still get most of it sorted. And then look at being able to really integrate everything into one sort of unified build, and I got to think to plan towards being able to take it apart and take it to a show. So that's one concerning aspect. Andy's here. Good Saturday morning. I am almost out of coffee. I appreciate you joining. Actually, before I even start trying to rearrange this, I'm going to get a fresh cup of coffee. If y'all don't mind, give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, fresh cup of black coffee because I'm still like fasting and on keto, trying to cut weight a little bit. Okay, so yeah, goal is I gotta like completely reorganize this section here. So how do I start? I think the easiest thing is gonna be, I know the door is like its own sort of separate modules, so we can pull those off of there real quick. These I added obviously. Put those down there. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's super tall when it's all together. I don't know if you saw pictures. I posted some to Instagram, so kind of cool. I wonder if, so here's a question for you guys since you're here. You can help me do some of the design work. So the plan is to move this to being the inside, right? But it means I need an outside design that looks like outside wall of a castle. This part of this does this on it, which is like a secret access area, so you could get in. That might actually be kind of cool as the outside. If only the enemy knew, they could access through this tower wall kind of concept. When it also allows the wizard to be able to come in and out and appear, or whatever. And I'm going to add the actual Murloc wizard from the book, which is like kind of a rare Next One Knights figure, to the tower in the wizard's lair, which I kind of wanted to move up one, but this does end up being a bit higher up. But anyway, so you have like a dragon. I don't know if you guys have seen this tower version. You have this little red baby dragon here, and then this one's kind of built out to be like a wizard's tower keep space. So it's got a little telescope that looks out. It's got a little book inside, and then kind of like it's supposed to be like a quill and paper, I'm thinking there. I'm thinking the wizard could be in there, but basically this would be the wizard's tower. he could be in there, or this could be, you know, a study area, and he's maybe, since the battle is going, he'd be up here, and maybe I could have like lightning and other stuff coming out of it. It would be kind of cool. But that's the inside on the back of the tower. So with that in mind, it could be that he could come in and out of this. So I'm kind of thinking this should just be the outside of the base. But then that means I need to like put one of these at least 90-degree offset piece. So I'd like rotate this out, and like I'm basically going to completely disassemble this bottom floor. So I'm going to take as much of this apart as I can and keep together. So there's kind of a window module. Just throwing stuff around. There, that was across here. Cool, now I've got most of my wall back together. I just knocked it all over the place. And then I think this gap here in it, I don't know if you guys can see it very well. You can see it from here probably. This gap right here in the wall, so it's not a square module, you can tell, is this archway. What am I trying to show you? Messed myself up. That's pretty funny. Alright. Yeah. Make sure you get this back in here the right way. Oh man. Anywho, so try to take the wall section off so that it stays mostly the same, but then be able to kind of rotate what's accessing where. I just need to get below this a little bit is really the key issue I'm having here. Okay, so we kind of have most of the stuff still together. What do we got? Yeah, that's the idea. This one's going to be the only like super huge tower like this. This is going to be the Wizard's Tower. But then I'll pull out, I'm going to bust out like the other 3-in-1 set if I finish this up this morning, and start building more wall sections and smaller guard towers along the sides. Because I actually, like, there's no way I catch up to Shy. I don't know if you guys know, Shy time is my time. There's no way I catch up to him for army size by January. At least not with the expense of it. And we're planning to display like an army battle scene. Came up with a story. It's pretty cool. It's gonna be fun in January at Bricks LA. But even the army I have right now, because we came up with this concept, we knew I was gonna be short army size. We didn't just want a big table display of like green plates and armies facing each other. So what we're gonna do is, I'm using Nexo Knights as my primary army. It's still supposed to be kind of fantasy. But my side will have magic, right? So that's why they look different and have like some glowing parts, right? Some of their shoulder pieces are orange, neon stuff. So the idea is he'll be attacking the castle. He's got 3-in-1 castles also, so we have to design some modules. He's planning on building some stuff, I'm building some stuff, and then we'll bring them together and have one bigger castle that I then defend with my army. And as it stands right now, like there's no way I can fit even a realistic portion of my army inside and along the walls of my castle. So the tower takes up a lot of space, a lot of pieces, but I think does have a huge visual cue that's pretty cool. But now we need to build some space to put troops up on and have space inside and be able to like have some information ready to fight if they get through the door, you know, stuff like that. I kind of want to have villagers also milling about inside, so that's kind of the idea. This thing is actually larger than the central module because of this door section. So it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Remove here, connect easily on this side, and then just shift pieces back over. I think it might be okay. And then, but then I would want to move that over there, right? Because we want this one to be outside. All right, I may just start by disconnecting the stairs because that's kind of a key portion of this concept. It looks like an issue is going to be that this arch section, like these wooden arches, are built into the wall. So I'm going to have to completely customize this no matter what. You guys do any custom work with your sets once you get them and like want to build something different? Or you mostly build sets and display them? I kind of do a little bit of both. I definitely have a lot of standard built sets that are on display here right now. But man, do I like doing custom stuff. Okay, so there's a problem. The base plate piece that's being used is all one. I didn't even realize it. So this plate reaches from this door all the way to the space outside of there. So I'm not recouping base piece space here at all, but I can work with that. It'll just have extra of this tan plate sticking out on the far side, which maybe I can add some to the sides of it and make it look like that's the space around the outside. We'll do some train work or something. It's just gonna have to stay. I'll pull the blue inside, but unfortunately it looks like the tan is going to stay, which actually kind of simplifies removing this, because that means I don't have to figure out how to get the plates off of this connector section, like figuring out how to separate the plates if they were connected there, because they're not. Let me set this back down because I do actually have an easy way to do this. I'll pull these two blue plates up since I'm taking all the blue plates anyways. Make a little noise. It's still really early here. I'm trying to be quiet. There we go. They like snapped for some reason. Okay, cool. So I have the stairs module basically still together, which is crazy because that means that this didn't even need to come off actually. Did it? It did. We'll figure that out in a second. So I need to be able to reestablish this as a base, and still want it to look like stonework. I think I still have a couple of some of the green stonework slopes. Let me look at my slope stuff that I have left over from this. Yeah, it's these. So in this, what wasn't used too is these vine pieces. They weren't used at all in the tower build. So maybe now I can incorporate those in here. Since what I'm thinking is, let's do this in two. I have how's it gonna look? I'm taking these two out because I have a few that can slope back out in darker gray. I don't know how good this is for you guys. I don't know if you can see over here well enough. Let me know if you want me to switch to this camera as like the main, so you can see the stuff that's going there. First responders. Okay, so like, and that's one of my, I actually got a question from the Inland Empire Lego user group that I just joined like a month ago, barely joined it. They submitted a thing that was from Lego, where Lego's interested in finding people who take sets and then specifically modify those, create something new using just the set. And I'm like, that's the thing I do. I love to do that. I kind of like limiting myself, the limitations of sticking to what's in this set, at least mostly. Kind of makes it entertaining. So I have added some Nexonite stuff, but mostly just these shield decorations, but that's because I do want it to be like themed to match my army, but I haven't disassembled 14 different kinds of sets and put them together. This is all 3-in-1 castle. So we are putting 3 of them together on my side and then 6 by the end for the whole castle siege, but that's a whole different story. I could pull, I don't plan on using this dragon. I want to do a different dragon, I think. Although maybe I should keep at least one of them and not build the others. And I can use the green pieces that go with that and some other stuff to try to fill this out. But what I'm thinking was to kind of create a little bit of variety in the green and stonework here. It'll add a bit of depth and space to it. Do I have another one of those? Doesn't look like it. I'll just put one of these 1x1 grays back in there. Okay. So what that's done is created like a bit of a rock overhanging. Although these aren't quite cinched down, are they? Come on. It's hard to build that in this tight space and get everything cinched down. Building the external rock work. There we go. And so then potentially what could happen is these vines could kind of hang down out of this, out and across like that or something, by putting a, because if you do this right, it won't work with the base of a brick like that, but with a stud, you should be able to connect this to here underneath. Come on. No, maybe not. So I can get an open one. There are a handful of open studs in this set. I might have used them already though. Darn. So another option would be to come off these, but I kind of wanted it to come out of this a little bit. Okay, so as far as overall, I don't think that's too bad. Rockwork sticks out a little there. Kind of strange. I don't know if I like it. Having it overhang like that. What y'all think? I don't have any more like ones that can stick under very well. Yeah, and that's the idea with these is Rebrickable has custom designs that someone's made with just one that they made with 2, and ones that they made with 3. I haven't seen more than 3, but I think, didn't you tell me about that to begin with, Andy? That, hey, on Rebrickable, if you get 3, you can build this cool huge one. I was like, what? And that's why I ended up buying 3. Then I ended up talking to Shai, and he had done the same thing. And then I was thinking about his huge army. And I was like, man, it'd be cool if our castles, the 2 like fortresses, were fighting each other with an army in the middle. But then we decided the design might be better since I wouldn't have as big of an army in time. Like, I have 1 horse. He's got quite a bit of a cavalry section. So I'd like to have at least enough for a small cavalry, but I'm not going to be able to catch up. Not like that. Okay, so I need to figure out the base here. I think at a minimum it's sort of works. I don't know if I like that. These pieces sticking out as far as they do. I wish I could find another like open studded piece, although this could work. Let's see what else. I guess I could turn it into something that functions. What to do. They could have constructed support that goes down, like there's pillars there. Any other ideas? What do you guys think? How do you see what I'm talking about, right? Let me actually go ahead and switch cameras. I will show you this a little bit more up close. I should be able to transition like that. And then, so here you can see like the green pieces, especially the long ones, sticking out pretty far from the wall like that. I'm trying to figure out whether I like it, whether I want to try to bring it back somehow, or just, but it does slope up towards it. There we go. So it's not too bad. But I was just thinking, could I put something to kind of break up that harsh kind of line right there? It is 4:30. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch back and then switch over to look at the stream to see the chat. Okay, there we go. Good morning, DJ. Thank you for joining. It is 4:30 in the morning here in California. I don't know where you're at, but I'm up. Been up probably since about 2. Just couldn't really sleep. It's been the trend the last few days, right, guys? Like Jose and Andy have seen me up here way too early. Definitely left me very tired last night. Well, here's one thing I could do, but this is just pushing it out farther. This slopes it up. I feel like that's like the opposite of the problem I want to fix. Opposite, like it's not the way I want to fix that. By sticking it out farther, I need to bring it back in. I don't have any under slopes left, anyways. I think there's a few in the set, but none are really. Yeah, none are left in my slope stuff for small size. Nope. So there is, what's this? It's like a brown Technic piece. I was thinking it could be that we build like timbers underneath, right? So it's a wood support structure kind of holding on here. Could be built into the rock. Could be a couple things. I just don't want to completely cover up the rest of this either. If it had more, do I have more brown cylinders? I think I do. Where are my cylinders at? Let's see. Is this enough to reach? Because what it could be is sort of like this builds towards being able to do a tree. Okay, that's the correct height to get completely up against that one. So it looks kind of like a support structure rather than natural, but let's see. Kind of like it actually, but I don't have enough for the rest of it. But this one could have the branch hanging off. Just put two in. And this is like a small tree. Let's see. Goes like this green. I think by doing this, it'll break up the kind of like lines going on there right now. I gotta make sure it's not gonna be unable to sit up against the wall though. Okay, because yeah, cool. So everything slopes back towards the wall. I don't know if you can see it very well in the smaller shot, but slopes up, so the tree being its own thing towards the top will definitely work. Gracious. I'm just trying to build a little tree. Just building a little tree here. It's a happy little tree. Some Bob Ross stuff there for y'all. Yes, that will work. I just now have to disassemble part of it. Part of the thing of creative iterative building is you sometimes have to go backwards to go forwards, right? There we go. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to add this little tree in here to break up how harsh that line felt. Okay, let's see if I can do a switch. I used to have like an easy transition button. I'm gonna see if I can make it work. Oh, sorry guys, I was like totally not reading. Noon? Like in the afternoon? Yeah, this is a pretty good one. These are like the Starbucks travel the world ones. Andy, how long have we known each other? Like probably 3 years now? So when we were in Japan, we traveled all over the place. We have a section above in our kitchen that goes like above the pantry. It just happens to be like a stepped back shelf. It's kind of a weird thing the way the kitchen layout's designed. But we saw that and we're like, that's just a perfect place to display stuff. So we put all of the coffee cups like this that are places we've been to in the world, and it filled a whole lot of it. We've got a lot of these big travel mugs, but this one obviously is indoor, which is not a real place you can go to. But I got it at Disney, which was kind of fun. So let me see if I can. I'm gonna switch over. See if I can make it transition on the keyboard, and if I can, then I think make me nervous though, because also there's a hotkey for starting and stopping the stream. So I might have messed that up if I had just tapped it. So I'm gonna check what the hotkeys are. Give me 1 second. I can't see the chat. Settings. Hotkeys. Transition is left bracket. Okay, I thought so, but I was like, man, I might just stop recording. So let's see if this works. Yeah, okay. So you can see better in this little camera. So what do you think? Being able to kind of break up that with that little kind of tree I made. And honestly, it's making me feel like I should take the other one apart a little bit and go ahead and make it into like a stand of trees. Have one that's 3 tall, put some extra stuff on top of it, and then have a small one just off to the side or something with extra green. So that's what I'm thinking. So now I can switch back, probably, just by hotkey. Cool. So now I won't have to switch over to away from the stream itself to actually see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we just moved here from Japan, and while we were over there, we did a lot of traveling, so it's a good time. All right, I'm gonna take that off. How tall is this one? 2 tall, so I want this one to be different, so this one's gonna be 3 tall. And then I'll have another one. There's a small one there. Those will end up being. So it should be fine to go ahead and put that together. I think that's how it's gonna end up. I liked it. It ended up pretty cool. I've got another one of these, and I should be able to build this without needing to get into there too badly. Oh, I got an apple. Can I figure out how to connect this apple to it? Could it be an apple tree? Hold on a second. I might actually be able to. Oh, this is silly. I don't know if y'all can see this very well, but so it's got the open stud section here. Yep, it's now an apple tree. Can you see it? Awesome. Not what I was planning to do, but totally worked out. Trying to create a little bit of variety to the angles. I think by doing this way, puts a plate on top, a tile on top, but it'll still create a little bit of a variation there. I could probably just put a jumper under here. It's starting to feel a little too square though. Because I put a couple pieces and like, we'll see what I can do. So there's a couple here. Who's all here? Well, we were up to 4 for a minute there. I had a pretty cool little, I guess, pretty cool kind of thing yesterday. Oh, I knocked the trunk off of it. I think I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna have to like bring it a little more under somehow. I don't like how it is clearly bricks and clips, you know. I'm trying not to have that show too much with the way I want this to look as a tree. I may pull this piece off, just let that kind of hold on its own. So yesterday I don't know if you guys knew, but I went to Brick Fair Live in Pasadena a little while ago, and that's too tall to fit under there now because I made that taller, didn't I? So you're just getting. Oh, that's because that's not where that's supposed to go, is it? Apple needs to move. This needs to go there. Okay, can I still fit it under there? I still made it too tall. That's okay. I'll drop this by one. These trees are stunted in their growth because of. Maybe not. I'll just go ahead and put it there, and it'll be in front of it, and you won't really see the fact that. No, it does fit. It's just really, really tight. Okay, so that does mean. Darn it! Ended up thinking I was done pulling these off of here, but I'm gonna scooch this tree back into this space if I can. The apple is actually in the way that way. Sticks out too far that way. Maybe not too far if I do it this way. Cool, not too far if I do it that way. But yeah, the height of this slope was exactly perfect to fit right underneath the rock, which is kind of what I was going for anyways. So it looks like there's a tree in that space, and then I'll be able to put the wall back together. Cool. So there's kind of the way that looks now. I'm gonna do one more little bit of a build. So here you go. If you can see, it's all the kind of the plant life that I built into that space there to kind of shield these outside harsh rocks from being so obvious. And then I'm gonna turn this one into like a small tree at least. I don't have a whole lot left to do that though. Maybe I'll just hold on to that cylinder. But anyways, so what do y'all think? How's that look? Okay, switching back. But yeah, so I went to Brick Fair, and while we were there, the folks from Lego Masters were walking around and asking if anybody would be interested in auditioning, and I thought that'd be cool. So then yesterday I actually had a phone interview and explained kind of my life and my interest in Lego, and talked about who I'd want to collaborate with, and she's super excited. So there's a pretty darn good chance that I'll go to, at a minimum, I'll be going to LA to do the first test. So we have a Zoom call next week, me and my potential partner with the casting team at Fox. I might actually end up on Lego Masters. So that's what it's looking like right now. If that does happen, I'll be recording that next year, and I'm super excited. This is crazy. So it just seems like things are coming together where I have this plan to retire. I'm starting a nonprofit, and I was concerned with the ability to like fundraise for it. And one of two things: if I win that money, that automatically like sets me up. I can actually start this nonprofit. And if I don't, at a minimum, the additional like awareness of me and what we're doing like in our community, and what should drive enough attention that I could probably find an easier time at a minimum. Like maybe not make it super simple, but it'd definitely be easier than kind of where I am right now, to fundraise and be able to support this nonprofit. The goal for it is to help homeless veterans be able to get back on their feet. So that's the idea. So that's what's going on. And I will like post text stuff in the Discord. I don't know, kind of thought it'd be cool if I could talk about it here. Although I haven't talked about it with a lot of people yet. Even some aspects of that are not specific to the Lego stuff. So we'll see how well received that message was, because I probably shouldn't have said anything, but I did. Too late now. Alright, so other than, let me clean that up a little, I guess. Actually, yeah, it could just even be this little guy. I'm gonna put that under though. Figure out how to break up one additional aspect of this at least. think you can clip into this too. Alright, let's try that. That's definitely a technique Lego would not like, but it'll work. There you go. There's my new little tree. I can switch. You can see probably in the small picture, but yeah, just that small one converted over to being a small tree. Okay, so outside now is this way. So then the question becomes, how can we access this if I'm playing, right? Because I do kind of want to keep some of the playability. So if this is the inside, I want the balcony on the inside. There's a door there, or is it? Is this like I'm greeting people outside? Nah, probably not. So then this is definitely the outside wall, right? So I could just move that to here. This becomes inside. The balcony now is like actually way further away from the door, so the door would end up here, and you'd cross this whole thing to get to the balcony above the stairs. Or no, this is one floor up. What am I doing? Not even there yet. Get yourself together. So this is supposed to come to here, right? So I need to. Oh, but first these go out. That's why it seemed like it was so much longer than it was before. So is that even at the same level? It doesn't look like it. It looks like somehow it is a bit higher. So the plates here are a bit lower than the thing here. So I need to increase height a little bit to join these up. Or decrease this side. I need to decrease this side because the water's going to run through here, and then this needs to join to the same height as the main tower walkable walls. Yeah, I mean, so part of the news there is also the retirement stuff, which I haven't really talked about with a lot of people yet, but nobody's watching. Like, nobody who is in my like work community is here listening to it, and is not going to come back and watch this. Probably at least 2-hour stream by the time I'm done building. It may end up being longer. Everybody was super tired yesterday. We all had a really long week, and I'm pretty sure everybody else in this house sleeps fine. I just suck at sleeping. So I'm gonna be tired today. We're gonna go down to Palm Springs and check out the there's like a big hot air balloon festival this weekend, so we're gonna go down and check that out. There's gonna be like just tons of hot air balloons down in Palm Springs. Should be pretty fun. Okay, so I need to, and it looks like there's room to do so, to potentially like drop some of this off here. These plates. Take that one off. Take that one off. Which is also freeing up some additional plates for more building of other things. But if that's that height, is that still even low enough? And I'm going to be adding a plate here on it to connect them. It's still not the same height as this. What to do? It needs to drop enough to like have the plates run underneath too. So how did that work before? Because it was connecting to what side? To this side. And this was definitely where it was. I think that it was just that the floor over here was higher than the walkways are inside. And it was that way. So I kind of just have to put up with that, I guess. I also think it's weird that there's, I guess it's so that it could rotate like this and still also be a wall, whichever way you want, but I know that I kind of want this open. So I could reconstruct this so this is one continuous walkway. I definitely want that to sort of be the way that's designed too. Okay. The good thing about doing this is I can redesign this however I want to. End up with, because again, this is supposed to be sort of natural, so it might just be that this needs to be raised up actually a little bit, at least on this side. But then the problem's gonna be this still needs to line up to the rest of those, and this is the right height to match with the rest of the castle. So I don't want to mess with that. That needs to be at this height in order for it to be a continuous walkway around the castle walls. Okay. I could replace part of this plate so it's blue, because it might end up slightly angled at this because the tower is going to be, that's the outside. So then the castle wall is like here, or it connects like this, and I angled this slightly earlier, which I thought was a really good profile picture. It kind of went sideways and then, or went back towards it. Anyways, getting too detailed while we're talking about it. But I do need to figure out how I'm going to position these things. Okay, so let's say the tower ends up a little further back, because I do kind of want it towards the back of the castle, so you can see it like in the distance of the tower. The tower in the distance of the castle. Oh, I totally missed a step anyways. I want this to be that outside, right? So then I need to move this wall to here and move this wall to there. So it's opposite of each other, and bring the stairs towards there. A couple more steps. Darn. Okay, well. Not too big of a deal, it looks like. Let's see, what's the easiest one to remove first? A lot of these are very like straight wall sections. See, like this whole section can come out of here basically. The only thing holding this together is these green slopes that I used. So pretty interesting. Like it's not even connected to these other ones. So that having been that wall, I can now also pull this hole. Yeah. Here we go. Oh no, I can't, because this is the whole solid plate. That's right. Darn it. I should have looked at that before I pulled that wall off there. Okay, so it does have to stay that way, but so that means it's wider, which is kind of good at that entrance point. So I do need to pull at least enough to make it so that the door moves to that side, and then I can put the rest of the wall section back over here probably. It's coming. It's like becoming a completely different tower, but I guess that's kind of the idea, right? It's a good part of it. Appreciate y'all still hanging out with me. I don't know how interesting this is, or if you're just listening or whatever, but I'm trying to, while I try to redesign an entire castle. This whole thing does need to come out, doesn't it? Because I have to connect the door to it. The wall sections will need to be open that way. Figuring out the base of a tower is probably kind of important, right? Just a little. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that the long way needs to be the way that is like the outside to inside, rather than lengthwise along the wall of the castle. What do you think? Like, does this tower stick out sideways a little bit? Or is it a longer part of the castle and then the door is just on the inside? I don't know. But it does look like this is a L piece right here, which is like, or maybe there's a handful of them in there holding this together, giving it some stability. There's at least a couple in there. Just breaking it all, just take it all apart. At this point, it's kind of totally a different build now. End up in the tower dungeon cell, is what it looks like they built in here. Okay, so now that that's there, basically what I'm saying I wanted to do was kind of move the just green leafy wall section to here, sort of. Okay, so some of this should look natural, but then also I probably have a few L pieces I can use in these corner sections to stabilize this new corner a little bit. Is there? Oh yeah. Plants are going to need to be adjusted a little on that side. Probably. They were kind of just getting in the way. Actually, I'm going to take this off for now so I can work with the space. did a good job actually holding that in. Come on. It's fine. I'm just going to leave it alone. Change my mind. Okay. For now, get out of the way so I can build you up here. What did I mess up? Nope. Okay, good. I don't know. How much further? Can you go up one more? So is there 1 by 3? Yes. I know that a handful of this corner stuff. I don't have any more L pieces in my original like brick stuff. Brown one actually. Haven't used it yet. I don't feel like this far down in the construction I should be using brown though. It's like, no, this is low into the building. You probably should have as much stability as possible. Some part of this had L pieces in it, sides. That's gonna end up over there. Still gotta build back this other part of the wall too, but I'm trying not to pull a whole bunch of the L pieces off just yet. If I can make it work without doing that, it would be good. Does this need to scoot over? The problem is that it doesn't look like it should be there. It looks like that should be further up, but they were kind of building it this way before, and I'm changing that. Questions? Yeah, that could work pretty well. Okay, so let's see, based on what you said, Andy, like it's the long ways and then one end of the short side would be lined up with the outer wall of the castle, right? Which means sticking in is a little more of a base to the tower, like it's a wider base coming inward, plus then we'd have the water, right, and the archway. So this is now like the tower starts way inside to build up to here and then go into the tower, and then the outside part matches up with the outer part of the wall, probably like at the corner, the back corner. That could work pretty well, which does mean shifting a couple of these, but that's fine. Mostly right now they're individual side modules, and I'm kind of struggling with that anyways. I haven't done too much to connect them, because I think this is now interconnected, because I built it a little bit more stable than Lego did. Look at that. It usually is the opposite. I'm usually taking stuff apart and then making it far less stable than it was originally. Because I think if I did this right, the this is all one separate piece. This is all like one separate piece, at least mostly. So this is the archway of stone inside the build to look like it's that secret cavern that hinged, right? So how I read it did that, I'm not sure. Oh, this went the other way, that's why. And this was stuck to that with, I'm assuming, some support under it, and then rotated on this until I get inside, I think. I just messed it up. Crap. I was trying not to mess that mechanism up. Might have to redesign this just a little bit, but we'll see. Oh no, because this was under here, that's all. I was going to do a completely different part. Okay, don't feel quite so bad. So this becomes just a side area. Oh man. We're back to like not even having anything at the bottom here. Took out all my trees, all my rock work, man. Oh well, I like this idea, Andy, so I'm not gonna be mad at you. It's the right way to do this. Alright, so this would be at the end. It would be like connected there, and it would be able to swing open, have the doorway there, but that means this needs to scoot over just a little bit more. I'll try to figure out how I can cover that afterwards. I think this was basically tucked in there, yeah. It fits up with the rest of it. And that's part of why that was that way. It's okay, I can make that work. Some of these like were not all, like I definitely have plenty of extra plates, so if I wanted to create a little bit wider space here, it's perfectly fine. So this should still look like it opens onto kind of a secret door. It does. It's hidden amongst all this. I can probably, I'm just gonna go stick to the tan for now. That plate drops right into place, doesn't it? And if I that almost did it. Does that need to, yeah, it's gonna hit a little, so we don't want to put anything underneath it. Okay, it's gonna have to stay like it is. At least to some extent I could build around if I really wanted to, but for now, this is fine. It's holding this into place. I'm gonna need enough to extend this, so this probably actually ends up here. And the thing is gonna be now, I'm like, not sure what size everything needs to be. It needs to be, hold on, it's pretty straightforward. It needs to be that size, so I should be able to figure that out. What is that? 8? It's 8 by 8, I'm pretty sure. To be this next level up. Because this is supposed to just be a straight part of the tower. I've totally destroyed this thing at this point. To fix the base the way I wanted it to be. That frustrates me, but it's okay. It's important. So where's my 8 by 8 area? Including this one, I go 3 in, I go 3 and then 4, so this is this part, this is the base inside of the sort of dungeon door area, like that. That lines up the center tube of that to the door here, so you can come in here and then you could potentially basically be put in jail and escape. Ooh. That means this does not need to be this way specifically. Some of this can change a little. I'm gonna have to do this in a weirdly kind of backwards way. Because I do want that under there, but then I wanted to adjust this wall to be able to come in a bit more as fast as possible, basically. I guess it could be a little bit of a larger room at the base. I'll figure out how to bring them together. Those don't line up. One of the things is this sticking out as far as it does is perfectly lined up with the plate, which means the edge is there. So, other than a couple of pieces to be able to measure specific height, which is this, right? To this plate right here. That's where the standard walkway goes. I have that at least. I didn't lose how this needs to function. I lost some of my outer wall, which is these guys. And that could actually be along this here. This side or this side. What was the other side? This one with the plants. Yeah, so this is going to become my wall over here where I once had the trees and stuff. And like I said, it might end up being a little wider than it originally was to accommodate the new design. Okay, starting to come together. Man, it's a little different than it originally was. That's for sure. Should it be there, or should it be further out? That one has one extra space, so I'm going to go ahead and move. It sucks because I'm not bringing the... By doing it that way, I'm not bringing... Actually, with this... Sorry. I mean... I've done so much like good integration there that it's actually more difficult than I kind of wanted it to be. Do I have more? 1 by 2? Yes. Cool. I'm pulling parts. This is starting to get different than it originally was, so I need to redesign a little. Okay, so that's there. Heat just kicked back on. It can get a little hot in this room, unfortunately, so I might have to turn something off. No more 1x1 slopes, I don't think. Actually, what I'm going to do is swap this out here. Give me some continuing sloping action there. Now I just need to... I'm going to actually use studs instead of plates. It's going to add variation in inside only. That's like the only place you'd see that. But it'll add a little bit of kind of weirdness in shape and construction to that. So now I think this goes in there without... Oh no, it's a weird size, isn't it? It's gonna cause problems, probably. Because this is now a 4 and a 3. Where are we at for height? We are at the point where this needs to connect to the walls. Okay. More work here. I think the tower at this base, like you mentioned, Andy, is kind of like a longer corridor. So then the crossing is still actually out here, right? So water plates are going to end up needing to do like this number. I probably won't end up with the round ones here at this point yet. I'm just trying to figure out now, how do I connect my transitioning pieces to transition to the rest of the wall, because this is where I made a mistake here. I put these into place, but again, they're pretty easy to take off, and this is kind of supposed to be your section where it angles up towards that floor from the base piece, which means then this is kind of where this ends up. I think it couldn't have been that. Anyways, this needs to line up at least with the inside of this at the point where it comes up towards like that wall section. I'm trying to figure it out. It'll be easy. It's just I originally was thinking this would be leading right up towards that door, but now I'm thinking I need to vary it up a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I've totally destroyed this base floor, but it was kind of important in order to have it orient the way I want the whole castle to go. So I'm almost out of coffee on this as well. Second cup. Having a stronger base to a tower this size is probably not a bad idea anyways. It's a fairly large tower. I could extend the overall size of this to fit most of this, and then these would connect a little easier to the side. And then the base becomes pretty large. I do have plenty of, like, there's more than enough extra pieces in this set, which is crazy that they didn't build a little bit bigger base for this. Okay, it's looking like this is how we're going. How big is it? Enough to come across there mostly. I haven't really integrated this over at all, I don't think. Well, a little down there. So let's see if I can even slide this away from this side of the wall. Yeah, there's one there's one piece joining those two sections. But I still think I can pull this corner out. Nope. That's where it's connected. I'm just trying to decide if it's worth it. I kind of like the idea of extending this to here, and having this be a little bit of a bigger base. But it also means more filling it in. So how do I... Does this just become that right there? No, but that could become... connected right there. Or rather, this needs to, because then this is going to move like that. Okay. Where's this at? It's on that one. Why am I getting so confused? It's kind of annoying. I think this needs to... Do I have 1x3? Yeah. Put a base together there. I need a cylinder. I'm connecting this up. I think I've got what I need here. These cylinders always wanting to roll, man. Never, okay. Sorry, just worried I missed another comment or something. I was like, whoop, I was not even looking. What am I looking at here? So this goes this way. No. Honestly, I'm probably just looking at the wrong darn side. And this one's the one that needs to go this way. And then be able to... This doesn't work with this layout that I just created, unfortunately. So it could work if it was like this. Yes. Okay, so I just need to build from here to there. Okay, easy day. Not too bad. I just was trying to figure out what was missing to make this work. And it just needs to be laid out just like that. And I do need a 2x2 plate or something to that effect. And I could actually just move the 2x2 to this side for me for layout. Oops. Specifics. And then I need to fill in the bricks to make that work, and 1 over. Lets me know that's the space I need to fill. Flip this, connect those real quick. Yep, I guess that's right. I'll say, is it gonna work? Yeah, that's exactly how much I needed. Perfect. So I need 1 by 2 in there. I got 1 right here. Because what I'm thinking now is that a much larger plate could fit on this piece that's moving. It'd be okay. I don't think I have any more 2x4s. Well, I've used a bunch over there, though. That's why. It's okay. Does this fit this in? It does. Okay, so that technically fits there. I probably don't want it. I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's see. Can that move that way? Yeah. But it can't go all the way around because I added too big of a plate. But is that good enough? What do we think? I do have 1 by 4. The door doesn't necessarily need to be centered on the other thing, right? Because if I moved it over 1, I could do that, I guess. I could do this. I still have not like connected these 2 sets of plates together at all, so it's very wobbly. You know what I could do instead of, like, maybe this wall continues beyond it, but this section has the sloping from the door. So like, what if it was here? I could fill in that gap behind it. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, and I have plenty of other pieces, and there's still a lot here. So the idea is to stick to using Creator 3-in-1 castles. So that's the idea. And it's not hard. Like, there are a ton of really, really good pieces in this set. I'm just trying to stick to, now I've disassembled this, and I don't want to pull in too much extra. I've still got to put back together the floor above it too, so that's fun. Okay, so what about that? How does that look, actually? No, because then I need pieces to the door there, so it stays here. I need to make a wall of like 1 by 2s. There's a problem. I got a whole bunch over here. Again, not the original design, but this is, I think, a good and important change. It's going to widen out the base a little too, which is cool. Not too big of a problem. That's always a good thing, right, when you're building a tower, is to have a good, solid base. Okay, so that just solidified that a little. And what I was thinking too, and I saw curved, I had a little round section. I want to tie this together, but I wonder how this would work. I feel like the problem's going to be then connecting it across here, so that doesn't really work. But man, it'd be cool if it did. So I do need to tie this all together, although that's just a brick right there. 2 by 2. No 2 by 2s. Unless I still had one left from this construct here. Nope, just 2 by 3s. And I could still use that. Have that overhang in 1 or 2 places. Although we're at the base, aren't we? Like, we need to now plate this up, so I don't really need to worry too much about the how did I do that? It's right next to the door? Yeah. So we don't need to worry too much about the solidity right here, because we're gonna put plates on right there to level this up to this. Thing is, this is actually taller now. Than where this is. I don't know if I can slide the plates in at that point. Yeah, it should be no problem. Okay. This wall is getting shorter, which means I have 3 pieces, because this is where plates need to be in order to connect to the main wall. How y'all doing? Y'all still doing alright? I gotta do another like 1 by 2 wall build to drop into this space right here. I'm gonna grab what I've got available right here right now and not worry about it. If I need to rebuild something later, I will, but actually, how many is that going to be? That's just 3. And then it comes to level with that. I'd like to try to make a more solid base than I had. So I'm going to split these 2 up. Actually, there's a 1 by 3 sitting here somewhere, I remember. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I used it. Okay. Is supposed to be 1 more in? So one thing I can do is, doesn't look like any of that's connected. Oh darn. That's really, I made a mistake. Y'all couldn't see it maybe from your angle. So right here, this section was definitely behind a wall or something, because you can see right into the mechanism. Say the plant's right out of the way, and that could move past. There needs to be a wall out and in front of this. So this needs to scoot over, and the wall needs to move that way. Okay. Great. Darn it. That's what I get for building so early in the morning. Well, here's what I am going to do. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee, because that kind of move sounds like I need more coffee. So I'll be just a quick second. Could y'all see that? Could Did you see what I was talking about? Or do I need to switch cameras? Let me switch cameras. It's also getting really hot in here, so I'll be able to vent the heat for a little while. Let me switch this over. Yeah, see, like right here, that's clearly like a weird plate set going on there, and that's because that should have been behind something and able to be hidden while it moved through. Trying to keep this mechanism is kicking my butt. Alright, so switch back for a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's an iterative process, we call it. Chotomate kudasai. Pretty warm in here. I feel like the heat in this house sometimes, the heat just pumps into this room and then tries to fill the rest of the house by flowing out, and so it gets a little hot. I need to not forget while I'm trying to make this adjustment that I need to integrate this other section the same way. So I think this wall would have been right here, which actually is almost exactly perfect anyways, so it will probably be fine. It's stopping it from grabbing. Just me not pushing hard enough, I guess. Which actually ends up looking kind of cool. I'll show you this here for a second. So once these are actually sorted out the way I kind of wanted them to be, which, yeah, they look like they're straight and working in the same place. You end up with kind of a recessed doorway. So this will be the main upper floor. Maybe put some, I think I have a couple more wood arch sort of build pieces to arch and support this upper floor, which is going to have the stairs coming over it. Water will flow past here, and then you have like the jail, but it's recessed. It's stepped back a little ways, which I think is going to look pretty cool once it's all said and done. But now I just need to, and I think this actually measures out perfectly where this needs to scoot over one and more align to here, which seems like where the other one is. So I'm not sure how I ended up measuring that like offset incorrectly, but it's okay. And then the center I think will actually align back to the center of the door. So how much of this can I just pull and have pop over one? No, pretty much all of it. Okay, it fell apart though. So you just move up one that way and we should be good. Okay, that's there. That's there. Thanks, Andy. Talk to you later. Yeah, and honestly, a big part of this is just kind of to keep a record of my design work, because this thing's going to be on display later, and I kind of want to build a video of the building process too, so I'm just going to time-lapse probably most of this. Everybody can see how many times I drink coffee. Is actually now not centered with the door, but I'm gonna not worry about that. I'm just trying to get a little creative with the way this side looks. Might as well make it something interesting since I have to fill all this in anyways. Can't get too interesting because it can't stick out past here. It's gotta fit into this space. And actually, is there something? If I did this right, it's gonna move past there, right? Okay, I'm actually gonna pull this piece up one. I'm gonna add a brick here. Oh, I can use the lighter bluish gray though. Hold on a second. Does this work? Oh, that's not just a straight upward slope. I got a problem. So the actually, if this goes in here like this, it fills it in and adds some of that variety I was just looking for. Okay, sure, let's do it. So concern was that, but then what I do with that's the one forward. No, because then it sticks out. You can't go that way either. So it's got to go like this. That means that one stud is still showing, but maybe that's not too big of a deal. Actually looks kind of cool. Okay, well, I can still do this. I need to put plates there though. Plates or studs actually. Or I could just close this off. Is that part of that wall there? It sticks out. Actually. It's still kind of weird if that sticks out that far. I'm just going to slope it off. Sorry. I was trying to do something cool, but nah. Forget that. It's still pretty cool. It adds a whole lot more rock dimension here. The way I built it. Although, what's the deal? This needs to become up one plate. It's doing a thing where it's bumping into it. I gotta look at this a little closer, so I'm gonna lift this up and move it. It's not even like a whole plate. So what I was trying to do was get this to sit in place right there, filling in that angle perfectly, but I think that might not be a thing that's possible. The way there's a slight bump up. And then if I put a whole plate under it, then it's lifted too much, probably. I don't think that's going to work either, but oh yeah, because that sticks out too far that way. No. So I was trying to use a jumper. Can't use a jumper. Offsets the part I don't want it to. I don't have a 1x2 that can work this way. At least the one that's not yellow. Yeah, because I am running low on plates a little. Actually, perfect. I have a gray that goes that way. Like this. Let's see if that works. It'll at least fill it in. It's a little bit of a crack there. Actually, kind of makes it look cool. They fit together. Bumps it up by one. So now I need to put plates in there. I didn't think that through. Because that's only one plate's or 2 plates worth of difference between here and there now. This is going to put that back together. Just save me a step while I think about how to integrate this corner, which I just expanded, but now it's definitely, oh wait, no. Does that not move now? Why? Because at this point it needs to slope it back. Sense. Oh, I guess if I can fill in here, but I can't fill in any further than that. So I fill into here, okay, and then I have to move it back to, so I have to fill in the backside part. Room's gonna end up a little weird. That's okay. It actually ends up kind of cool. I wonder why they chose to use this bent or the regular wall piece there instead of bricks when you know I now need to fill in the space behind it. I'm gonna just build it like I'm building a little corner column inside there for some reason. That's fine. That's fine. Just annoying that it's done in a very strange way. Okay, does that work on the inside here? Or is it too tall? Oh, that's the right one. Okay. Not even using the upward sloping portion of the section at the bottom. Oh well. I'm gonna end up stacking up a bunch of these jumper plates here because it creates like a bunch of lines. Kind of show a foundational stack of stuff there. Put a brick. just specifically this kind. I got a Technic one. I can do that. No, I can't. Okay, so this needs to now be a slope. I'm betting that's what they did. Still, that's not enough though to cover up the gap behind it. That's really weird. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Can't use jumpers. Nope. Because I need to be able to use the inside stud. So I'm gonna put just one of these here. No, that shows off the whole. Dang it! It's such a difficult little section that I kind of fix up because I took it apart. It's all my fault. Why do I want to make this make sense? Get out of there. Where did this go? Over here. Okay, so filled in that wall. That section fixed. Now just fix this last corner and we'll be okay. Yeah, it's just kind of strange because let's see what else I got. What's an option here? Not there. Oop, what was that? Let me see something. Can I put, where'd it go? Yeah, see right there it hits the corner, but if I don't go at least that high, it shows all the mechanisms, but I could come from there to there, I guess. So I need to come up one brick. Grab my Technic that I was going to use, because that could be, I can add something to that. And then, I feel like if I put this here now, maybe, can I put one tile on the corner edge section and cover it? Yeah, it's still, well, I mean, there's still actually plenty of room. Okay, so here's what we do then. We go stud up, no, yep, and then we'll go 2 studs up. Caught it. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work this spot right here. Green plant there. What else? What else? This clips in here, sure. Is there any more of those curving? So if I don't put the stick there, that could be helpful, but it's there, so it's staying there for now. Still plenty of room to get past. Can I put a slope up, or is that too much? Nope, it works. Okay, I think I have finally kind of cleaned up that side. It's so weird though, because then there's still this tan in there. Is the mechanism itself on a tan one? No. So why? Not enough dark bluish gray plates, I guess, maybe? That can be the only thing I can think of. Alright, so now the mechanism works. It functions appropriately again. Slides past all this. What side am I looking at? I'm looking at sand side, so let's just put a sand or dirt. Let's put some dirt under here. So it's like it actually. I'm gonna move this down. And it's gonna connect all of this, and we have a solid base. Sort of. It at least all connects to something. I'm gonna adjust the plants over here. It's gonna look like. Okay, I think it's actually looking pretty good. It's starting to come together. Okay. So that's now the correct height. Finalize this bit right here. Am I short one? I'm short one. Let's get in there. Let's come down. Okay. I don't have any more 1x2s. I need to stand this on something. So now I get to do the fun thing of pulling this up again. 1x2 out. You go under there. And now this actually will connect together. This needs to come, I want to use, like I'm using a masonry brick here. I'm not going to waste that thing and have it completely invisible. So I need. Okay, now this goes back in there. No. I'm messing with it. I'm assuming you can hear my dogs now. What do we have there? Yeah, I was like, is that still really necessary? But it is. So what I think I'm gonna do here is actually, because I should be able to have that still there. Well, the plant's in the way now. I have to move that up like that. Yeah, so I can do 2x3. Right there. A little weird because it kind of overhangs, but I'm gonna be fine with it. It's just gonna have to work. Unless I do have these round ones. Can I do my corner thing I was thinking about? And then how will I do those? They won't go together there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I was thinking I could use this to connect that together, but if I do that, it'd probably be better. And I could put all my ones throughout all of this. It's gonna be interesting looking, I think. Connect it all together pretty well. Create some kind of a design at least, so it's not just a strange sloped up corner inside the room, because I needed to do that to fill in the visibility from there, so I didn't want to leave that just wide open. So now it looks like I'm back to needing a 1x4 to fill in this space here. We're almost done. Actually, I've almost got this back to where it's supposed to be. You know what I could do, because I've done some weird kind of angled corners on the back, I can use these two upward sloping ones. This will give me even more purchase. And then the door goes in right here, right? Okay, we actually got a little bit of something there. Now I'll show you, I guess, a little bit more close up. So this is now kind of the layout. You got a little bit of a rounded section here, which is cool. You'll have a slope up on this door, so all of this will come together. Plates will be laid across the top of this. So you can see you kind of have a sloped up from inside in order to cover up that corner back there. And then this sort of looks like the top of the pillar, and the plate will connect there. And do the same thing with sloped up on the inside on this side. So that way, for one, it's going to make a prison cell feel a little smaller. But it also kind of unifies the overall construct other than this back corner. But I'm okay with it not being perfect either. It's a jail cell. But then that gives me this large base to pull in for the whole layout for the floor above it. I think this is, as far as primary layout stuff, it's actually done. So I can now, how wide is this space? This is like 3 studs. I kind of have this weird gap here, unfortunately. I can slide this 1x2 or 1x4 in there. I need a 2x2. I have a green one. This could work along the edge of the water, right? A little bit of green starting to pop in, and we'll end up bringing all that together with something to connect the water. Although I need that to stay open so that it can swing, huh? I don't know though, because the water is going to flow here. So this maybe never moves. So then do I need this hinge brick? Not really. It's also designed to be able to clip into the wall right here. Okay, so now the question becomes, it doesn't actually need to be this large of a plate. It should be at this angle. I want this to still be able to clip in. Water's going to hit right here. You know what? The water could hit and flow around it. If I made it a little bit smoother. Something. I'll figure that out in a minute. Let's get this like actual flooring put in. Do I have any curved brown plates that go along with this at all? Because I'm just thinking this corner is going to be a little bit weird if it's got stuff sticking out of it. I also, crap, have to figure out integrating the arches that support the stairs. Because now they are further away than they were before. And this is still higher than a standard walkway. Even with it dropped down a plate, I took all the plate off the bottom. So, still from the other side, that still would be too tall. Wait, or is it? Is it the same height? Yeah, it's like one plate too tall. And the real problem with that, right? And we're still looking from the side, aren't we? That's good. Is that this to this is like an unchangeable piece. So it's going to have to be that this builds forward. The bridge is a little taller, which I guess kind of makes sense, and then comes back to the walkway. It could even be like the walkway builds over to it, right? Okay. We do have a little bit around, but that's not really going to work because these are too big. I have this round piece. Will that work to be able to fill in the gap, match the roundness? At some point I'm going to have to break away from that though. Might as well just do it now. Okay, let's go ahead and floor this. Actually, can I? Let's try something. I want to try something. I don't have many planks that are just one across them. That's 1 by 4. Here's 1 by 2. Let's knock that off. Okay, let's come on, come together right now. Over me. When I build all these like independent walls like this, it makes plating it like that so much harder. Okay, that, and then I'm just gonna end up putting a single stud in gray in there, a little bit of stonework underneath it that they did, sure. But now I've kind of cut some of that corner obviousness away right there, and when we build the next wall, it'll be fine, I think. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to main cam so we can look and talk about it. Things get difficult because I'm out of these sides. I have this one, which can line up. Might be enough to bring me out to the right height for matching to, it does, that's exactly right to match the walkway, but I'm now again left with putting one of these in, which is not the right size. It sticks out one too far. So there's an option here, especially for this support bit across here. I could do that. I do have one 1x4. Now if I can get recoup a 2x4 from somewhere, especially since now I have more of these, it's kind of making me nervous. I don't know if I want to pull this apart. Because I got a bunch of these in here, but it might be totally different fitting this in here now. It's going to go to there. Where's that door? It's that door. So it's all those walls. So then this is going to overhang this. Now the question is, it's there probably, because the door's going to fall back a little ways. I really made this difficult. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I have a 2x4 here in green. It's totally the wrong kind of color, but I think here we still got a lot of green going on. Maybe it's just from, because all you'll see is from the outside. And then 1x4, it's just literally floating until we put more in there. But what this does is I can now put this here, and I've now kind of matched things up at least a little. Does that connect there? Yeah, okay. So that's the right height. We're now at needing one more of these 1x4s. Assuming that's the way I want to match those up, but for now that's kind of what I do, yeah. We got 1x2 in like a tan color. Because this is sort of where the walkway normally is, like this. And I can even fill in this here with a plate and connect them underneath if I can at some point here shortly. But it would allow me to then move anything I've connected if I so choose, other than the fact that I've kind of built out the flooring over here too. We'll see. We'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. At least at this point we've got this here now. Okay, so this is the actual main outside section. So that means this is this outside tower wall covering access through here. So should we This is supposed to connect. So this shows like this has got this little, I don't know why I look this way for. It's got this blue, and this is the piece they usually use to connect to the other parts of this set. Like there's one right here. But I don't think we were doing that at all at this level. Because, oh, that's right. Okay, so this is because this needs to be on the side because the door connects to that and does that, which means there's another wall, yeah, with the same bit. I think these were inside the door. No, maybe these were, because that gives it the... Nope. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Build something. Because you can see through the door. It's kind of weird. So this is like the side. I think if I was going to think about this, and this is the incoming, that means the rest of the main wall's that way, so I kind of want the window arrow slitted wall on this side. It means moving these plants around still some more. Because right now I can't move that out of the way. I'm not going to adjust or attach the stairs just yet. I'm trying to be careful because I know some of this is not connected very well. So now the question becomes, these are flexible, so I'm going to try to turn it while it's still connected. I can swing that out. Let that swing this way a little more. Okay, that should be enough to get in there. Nope. So, and that's why. Because that thing needs to be able to get past. But it could be that the plant keeps it from working until I know I gotta move the plants. Right? That keeps it from functioning. And then we know if you move the plants out of the way, you can move that open. Sure. I'll buy that for $1. Okay, so for now, that stays. This side is where I had all my trees. Go ahead and put those back in so I don't lose them. Yeah, this was that one I was supposed to put in while I was building it. Because I need a little bit of space. Okay. Got it. And it is now on. I can probably turn it a little. There we go. Cool. That one was a little difficult to fit in space. Seeing something outside. So there's kind of what that area we had with those plants and green life around the bottom of it too. Now I have this here. I probably want to build something in there as well. Just a little bit of plant life green along the dirt probably. Mostly just putting in a couple of the green studs probably. And then maybe add one or two with one of those yellow flowers on them. Like there's something new blooming to grow up down here or something. Cool. It's not a lot, but something. Do I have another 1x4 plate? Because it's kind of annoying me that that's gonna need to line up and I don't have stuff there. Stay focused. Let's put this wall here. Nope. This one's this one. Are there arrows on both sides? No, but this would need to be changed if I wanted to. So I think I want the arrow set this way because the castle will be there. And that means this needs to be on this side for the door to open that way. Constantly having to reconstruct this stuff. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. The central window doesn't change. Just what's underneath this L block. So swap the two around. assuming I want to keep it this size. I could increase the size of this floor as well. It's supposed to probably be the main chamber down here, I would think. So this may end up being reworked again to make it bigger, because right now it's just a single column of bricks right there. So then it would work. Right now we're there. This could be where the walkway is. Like that, boom. And so see, we got a lot more space we can build in. That's my thought. I think the gargoyle wall will end up on this side, looking over. Is there center? I feel like that's off center. One. Oh, that's because there's a missing set over there. There's two. No, that'd be two. That'd be centered. So the gargoyles can go that way. What's the other wall? Did I just completely destroy it? It's quite possible. Okay. I have no wall at all for this side somehow at this point. Oh, duh. I know why. Because we have to make it. Because there was only 3 sides to that floor. Because there was the door, which was the outside, and then the accessible area. So we want to make the door the play access area. Not yet, Miguel. It is planned to be 3 sets. Right now, and you can't see it, but there's the main normal build sitting on my table back there with some of my Nexo Knights on it. This is a second one. This right here is just 1 set. And what I'm trying to do is, I've already made this taller. So this floor did not exist. This is something I created. This floor did not exist. This is something I created. And what it's doing is I wanted a balcony that overlooks the main door design for the tower. So this balcony floor will look out over these stairs and then the main courtyard. So you could come to the tower, the wizard could address people. That's the idea here. But everything was kind of designed where the main door, which is these 2 like kind of brick built doors, which is super cool that they did this. Let me grab the other one. So this is the way it's supposed to go. So this, you'd walk up these stairs, and this door would be shut on this side, and you'd swing open the door, right? So you should be able to access this floor from this side. But that was all designed to be on the outside, and the way I'm designing this castle, I think the stairs should be from the courtyard to the tower to go up, and this side should still be the defensive outer wall. So I had to really rework this whole base 2 floors, unfortunately. It ended up getting a lot bigger too, so now I'm thinking this second floor, which is like the main access area, probably the main room for the wizard, maybe where they access easier before he goes up to, this has got not a lot in there right now. There's a candle, a couple other things I'm gonna probably build out and put in for little decorations. And, ooh, you know what? I have an extra frog now. I could probably build a little lab case or something. Got the frog inside it. Anyways, totally just thinking that right now. So I need to build this a little bigger to fill in as the base floor, and then I'll have to bring it in using, hopefully I have enough of these sloped in bricks. If not, it can just come in, and it's gonna have to come in at least to this size. So, I don't have enough of those. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I can pull those from. I do have a few that are inside here. Yeah, or maybe this one just has a little bit of walkway that goes around it. We bring this space back in. Dang it. That's the problem with working with already built designs, or not really. This is the problem with working with a restricted set parts usage. I don't want to go outside of using this 3-in-1 set. So now I gotta figure out how to tie this back together. But for now, the bridge does connect to where I need it to. The bridge is a little bit above the connector point, and I have to build in supports underneath down here, which is not too big of a deal. It was originally built into a wall, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, so I'm thinking it's not going to be all the way out at the same edge. rather than needing to have the floor size be this size, if this was in, lost my pieces, if it was in by 1 or 2, I'd be able to like create some other defense looks, I guess. So if it's in 1 or 2 pieces, then have like a small defensive wall that looks like this, like these little crenellations. So, but eventually it'll be 3 sets. So I have 1 more that is not even opened yet, and that'll get parted. Like I'll sort it all out like I did this one, and then the goal is to build as much wall section and as much like tower defense space to kind of wrap the whole thing at least in like a U, because I kind of want the back section to be the edge of the table for the display we're doing in January, so you can kind of see into the courtyard, see the buildings that are in there, see the people like preparing for battle in the defense, and we're gonna have water flowing through the main center part of the city, the castle area too, because in a siege you hopefully have water. So if I do that and then move this back, then I can build it in here and then add crenellations around if I have enough stuff. Might could work. You could also let me do this corner in a better way, like I kind of originally intended, with round sections on the outer edge, and then kind of brick that together. And yeah, I think this could work. I forget where this arch was supposed to go now. I think it was where you came in, like where you were able to look in and access. So we'll get there. Appreciate you asking though. That's a good question. It is not 3 sets just yet. So how many is that covering? It's covering 3. That's 3. That's the door. It's lined up with this. It's on here. Yeah. So this should go right there. So then I gotta figure out how to lay it down. So that room does seem a little small. I think I can build it forward, like longer a little at least. Maybe I'll just move this wall 1 bit forward. Oh, this can't even be there either, because right now this has got the other clip for the door. So I need to take that out for sure, because it needs to be a part of whatever wall I build here. And I do want the gargoyles, I think, hanging out over the outer side, because if you think about it, it's going to look like this. This is arrow slit towards this side, wall goes here. So there's arrow coverage here, window coverage here, gargoyles looking over the magical portal. Maybe you didn't know there's like a secret access here. Not magic, but secret access. So this could look over that, like I kind of want it to. And the problem with these round ones is you can't actually use that stud at all. You can't put anything there. It's immediately against the stud. It's like pushed right up against it. So I'm not sure how to handle that. Maybe they don't have. It's cool, but I can't use that corner, then it's not gonna really work. But the idea being, maybe this comes to here, and then I could build another. Do I have? Yeah, I got 1, 2. See if I have enough 1 by 2 slopes. Probably not, because those were just over here. Make some kind of a window or some kind of thing on this side. That's the idea. But I probably could make this a little bit longer so that it comes up closer towards the walkway, basically. Door would cover the walkway pretty easily, although the walkway technically is 1 further forward. So I might want to disconnect this. The plate going here, 1 plate, like a 1 by something really long. I don't have anything like that. Not anymore. There's 1, I think, long, like 1 by 8. But oh, it's right here. I do still have it, and it's exactly what I needed. So this would connect to this part. which would be on level with this. We'll put some thing I have tons of, which is these gray cylinders, maybe. No. Do I have brown? No. Just trying to decide how to set this up so that it's going to connect right above it to the plates right here. Just trying to decide. There's a couple ways. This might be where I could use these. Can I go around that? No, but it would create additional surface area and would look kind of cool. So which way do I do that? This way? Outward. So now this should connect to this plate. And then I can use those to then create the rest of the structure we got going on here. This is something I should have finished before I even started thinking about the floor above it anyways, but it's how does this actually connect? Where does the water go? All things that need to be figured out. I'm pretty much going to be running out of tubes here in a second though. And honestly, actually something that could be done too is under here, if it's the right size, it is. This could be the walkway under it. So now I've got like the arch under there. I can probably, I don't know if I want to use up any brick for that really. Tempted to just leave that thing open, but stronger this connection is, the better. No, can't do that. Okay. This will hold it all together up there. It's going to be kind of invisible anyways. But I am, oh, you know what? By doing that, how many of those do I have left? Just the one. Never mind. I was thinking I could use this round to then connect these together to add some additional structure without using too many tubes. Because I am actually finally starting to run out. There was a ton of them in this set, which is super great. It's a really good set design. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I've got a couple of 2x3s here. Those can be at the base of it. And I almost want to pull this thing back out of here, this curved one. I'm going to save that curved piece so when it doesn't match up, we'll put 4 of these in here. Still enough for that, I hope. Wow. Oh, I already pulled some out. I was like, I swear there was more there a second ago. And then we'll go. 2x3s to try to start bringing. Where's my corner? No, which way am I going? Oop. I feel so lost sometimes while I'm doing this because I'm just trying to figure it out. That's the wrong way. Probably want going away from the water. Well, that almost got really, really bad. It's still bad, but it could have been way worse if it fell all the way to the floor. Okay, let's move this. Let's build on the table like we're supposed to. Okay. Put this back together. It's just held together by a couple tiles. That's my own fault for holding it like it was strong. It is not a strong structure. Okay. Now where was this set up? I'm freaking out a little bit. Okay, so this was here. Ah, okay, I see it. This was under here. these were under here. Man, freaked out over there. This goes across here, right? No, here. I can't remember. Worry about that when it gets to it. Now knowing exactly what height we're at, I can stack these. Just looking and see what options I have to kind of do something with some of the brick space here that is just studs showing, but for now I'm just going to leave it alone, I guess. And I might actually even be able to do that many. I might need to put plates towards the bottom because that needs to be under there. And I do have the plate that's already down there. And again, I'm just figuring this all out as we go, so apologize for the back and forth nature of this design. But I don't know, maybe that's what we're looking for while we're here, right? This is definitely not a pre-built design concept. Oh, there are 2x4s under there too. I am now looking for something to put underneath here to give it something to line up with and not keep bouncing away. I guess what I could do is actually just replace this, since I know I'm not going to be swapping this angle with a bigger piece. Yep, that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to move both of these off. This one's going to probably take a plate or a brick separator without totally screwing this up. Okay, got it. Let's see if I can do that like that. I'd like that to not stick past it though, because I won't be able to connect it to the other sets very easily. I'll have to disassemble to click that together. It needs to be just that size, which is what? Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, well, the rest of that will take additional work later. I'm not going to do it right this second, but it's held in place the way I need it to be. If I need to, I could pop those off and work with it later. So what else is left here to be able to figure out? I do have a handful of these, don't I? Plates that are like tile 1x2, connected to regular 1x2, but I only have these two. So that's one, and then I could use something else as a plate at the bottom. Because what I need to do is end up with 3 plates, because I can't use this brick. Oh, you know what I can use? I can use a one of these that'll allow me to kind of like decorate it a little too. Okay, and then something that's a 1x2. Doing it again. I'm building over here. This ain't gonna work. Just need to take that apart. Put those together. I think I'm gonna put those here though, so that way figure something out. Wrong colors. There aren't very many plates left, unfortunately. Start getting a little more solid. I have a handful of these gray ones as well. I'm just running out of tubes because I've been using the tubes because there's a ton of them. I just thought it'd be better to stick to that, but this will also give us a little more solidity in the way it looks. So now I'm one brick down. I need 2 plates to go down, basically, right? Double check. And the plate that's under there is the 3rd. Let's see how tall it is. Yeah, I think I need 2 plates. And it's obviously, is it all the way in? I think we're gonna go to there so that it matches with this, and we're gonna go across here like that. Yeah. Okay. So it's actually I think what we'll do is put some water. Start putting some water in there. Let's get 2 plates underneath this somehow. I had 2 of those. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. And then here's what I think will be the final piece of this, is this can go under. I'll have to figure out what's on. Gonna go on these sides. Maybe it's just to put studs on it. That'll work. This will allow us to put some decoration on the side that's on the river side, which seems like something you would do. Decorate like the water side of things. So. Do I have more gray studs? No. Well, you know what I'll do? I do have a few of these brown 1x1 plates. We're going to put these in here. It's just the mud up against the concrete. Because now that should be... I guess I would probably want to flip those though if that's the case, because then the mud is on the side farther away from the water and the concrete's visible on the water side. That doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, so now what I need to do is pull this back off of here, this one, get these in here in place. Like right there probably. Yeah, I feel like that's right. Okay, that's pressed down. 2 of those. Because the problem with what I just did is I can't actually do much with these. Things I said we'd be able to do some like embellishment with along the water's edge, because they're like, the bottom of it at least is hard against the studs below. So I don't know, I'll figure something else out. But not a whole lot holding that together now, but should be a whole lot better now that I can connect all that. Although, is this not? It looks like it's one plate. No way. Yeah, maybe it is. Am I one plate short still? But then that means the bottom could be a brick. I mismeasured. No way. Maybe. Okay, well, let's try this with the brick on the bottom, so I don't have to deal with all this instability. Even though the idea of it being muddy is kind of cool. Pull these plates out of here. It'll definitely solidify this whole bit if the space below this right here is one of these 2x3s. Definitely a much more solid connection. I'm going to have it go towards the water, which is not the way I just put the other one. That's this way. I'm going to smooth this one, which will be seen from the water side. If I have enough, I'll do all of them. I just found, I forgot that I have these 1x1 gray tiles that are rounded on one side. So I feel like there's no way that works. So is this whole thing? Okay, I think I know what it is then. I need a plate under here, and I do need to have this only be plates. So wrong construction, wrong. Because the height of top is what matters, not the height of the bottom, and I'm going to end up hosed on this side if I try to do it the way I was just about to do it. Okay, so luckily I still have this construct kind of made. Didn't fully take that thing apart. There it is. There's got to be another one of those around here somewhere. I'm going to do it this way, so that lifts that up. And then I don't need these brown ones. I flipped it around so that it's, although, what's the deal? That's not going to stick to everything, right? Because this is now what side? Water side would be, this one connects, but then I end up short on this one. Okay. I have these ball joints. You know, I'm just gonna let's see if I can figure something out with them later. How many of the light blue screws I have? I don't see more than just one now. At least not a side one. Can these go? They can. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll use that instead of this thing. And now I can connect it the way I want it to. Dang it. much that I can connect to these ball joints, but I have enough of them to put the gap in here, and it looks interesting, so it fixes a problem where it wasn't very stable because of how I was using like a thing with half of a tile on it, basically. What just happened? I could still put the yellow in there, I guess. Or if I'm doing this wrong, this could go this way on both of these. I'm trying to figure out a good way to stabilize this end of it with just the few pieces that I have left, so it's annoying needing to keep like figuring these things out, but another problem is going to be you can't have this sit on the ground, because, but I can't anyways because I only have one layer there. So now these go under there. I did it again. Stop doing that. It's not stable that way. You silly thing. And maybe it would be best to actually just disconnect here. Disconnect here. Let's leave the stairs there so that the weight's not dangling off the other side, and then we'll figure this out with just this side in my hands. Okay, so we're here right now. Nope, we're here right now. That should go on the inside, but I do need a little more height. I believe one more plate to be the same. Yeah. But what I was thinking was try connecting these two instead of running them the other way, because there's only two studs on this thing. So bring front to back, and I think that should actually kind of solidifies this a little better than it was for sure. Twist those in place so they're smooth. We can work with this, I think. It also is like really weird and doesn't have just perfectly straight lines, which is something you kind of always want to try to go for. So let me look at this and see if am I lined up to there? Not once I press down, am I? Sorry, it's not really wanting to connect. There and there, like it kind of sits in the water, but yeah, I'm definitely a plate shy. So what could we do? We could go for browns and greens because it's up against the water, sort of. What else? Somebody just decide to come back and hang out? Okay, what else do we have that I can use? I've got two of these, but they're just 1x4s. But specifically they're 1x4s that are just the studs on the very ends. And I mean that could work, but I'm not going to be holding a whole lot together with it. I'm liking the construction that's there right now, to be honest. Like the fact that it's a little janky, has a lot of different angles, because that's more interesting, you know, than just building a normal. So we need one more level. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will still use these. We're gonna go with putting another one of the weird ball joints there. Ball joint, where you at? Okay, so you go on, well, I gotta pull this one off. But I can still use this basically 2x2 to be the final bottom piece, even though the brown is here and it's doesn't necessarily make perfect sense unless I have 1x1 gray. I do see one. Or actually, since we're using the dark or the ball joints as like something that just looks a little different, but yeah, that probably wasn't the best thing to do. Just ended up separating a bunch of stuff because I tried to use a brick separator. It did its job. 6:45. I was checking the time because I hear people. It sounds like house is starting to wake up. Okay, so we put these in here and here, so that it's like staggered. But then I have ones that are on the side, but I only have the one. I'm trying to find. So I have one that is a ball joint, and it's on the side of it, which could be cool sticking out the back. But I only have one because I think the other's used somewhere. Okay, so we're not going to be able to use that. I have these that are still on the side. I have the ball joint other side of it that could stick out, I guess. It's weird, but maybe I can find something to attach to it later. Then we put these under, holding it together, finally, creating some solidity out of this weird thing at the bottom of this. I don't know if y'all can really even see it. Let me switch. But look, like it's, there's a whole bunch of weirdness going on down here at the bottom of this thing. But I think it's going to end up being okay. This will go towards the water. I'll be able to do something with this, probably put a little flags or something else on it. Who knows? I'll figure something out. But that could be decorative. And then these strange like pieces, we'll figure out something to do with those too. But it definitely like creates a little bit more dynamic look. So now the question is, if I put this where I think it goes. One, can I get it to line up? There we go. And then two, is that now actually at the same height? Yes. Okay, great. Nah, that's weird. Sorry, checking something out. I don't have a solution for this yet, but it's not really all of the plates that I need up there. Okay. Cool, so that's starting to come together. Now I could put this piece of water underneath like I wanted originally. This one on this corner. This comes under. We'll deal with the rest of the water after. And yeah, see, it's one plate short, which means I can lift all this up onto a plate. Which will probably be more like a part of the main courtyard area, so let's see. How big can I set this? What if we go at least, so if it's here, okay, so I'll put that one right there. And I'm gonna actually bring it in. We'll go to there. Do the same on the other side, and then I'll try to put something through the middle. That's right, it's like that. Okay. So now this has got its own pretty solid base, and I think this is the right size. Yep. Nice. So I can do that. And now what I have is something sticking out this side too to be able to connect to the rest of the castle courtyard base area. The only thing I didn't do would be make something so that I can connect the water too. Maybe I should move that further forward one and have the blue all in right here. How many spaces is this? 3 or 4? That fits perfectly in there, so probably don't want to do that. I'll just connect it with the water itself. Yeah. So I want this to go this way. Let me put it at the edge of that. I don't think I have, oh, I do have a 2x4. So I can put a 2x4 in here, get myself a little bit of space to move down. Do like this. Again, so for now this is all the way the water is going to work, but connect that. Not really what I would like to do it, but it shows kind of that the water's going through here actually. Move this up one more. Come on. I don't think I'm even going to finish the stuff I wanted to finish with this change today. I haven't even gotten the next floor up here done. So there we go. Water flowing through there. And this is here. And this was originally what was there. This little tile stepping area, so it means I can reclaim these 2x4s, which is nice. So this was, I think, here, and then how did we? Oh, we just closed that off with plate. There's like literally no what's it called? Handrails or guardrails or anything on this bridge. That's okay. Maybe we can make something. Alright, so I need to change this because I put this here under the assumption it was going to be one. Oh, it's the drop down. It's not. It is 2, and this needs to go over by 1. It's going to be centered on this. I'll figure this other part out later. But anyways, this area here is going to need 1 additional step up, so I can use this, I guess. Or I could just do that. I'm going to keep these so I have a little more flexibility in the future. Slide that under. Actually, let's do this. It's 1 further forward. To access the bridge, we need another bit of some plates that I don't have. I guess an option would be, how far across is that 2x6? I have these. Yeah, I'll finally get a use for these. Alright, so we could probably take this off then, actually. It's not going to be gray, but this might look right. It's going to hold my plate in place. It's going to give me a little bit of like a slower grade up. When I put this on here, you get that one little bit of a step. Not too bad. Looks okay. And we could end up using these to like tile together, but we'll see. This isn't necessary to figure that out right this second. Finally got through the bridging. That was actually very challenging. It's a very large base to my tower now. Not necessarily a good thing, but it is what it is. So one issue with this will be I can't move my door once I seat that down on those studs. So this door is already 1 plate higher. One thing I could do would be we'd have to plate like everything here up 1 additional one, which I just don't have the plates for. have for options? How can we do this? We go up by a whole brick, and then we drop down 2 plates, which I do have enough on here. So if this was to go, really actually if this just goes up by 1 plate would be alright. So I can probably remove, I'm going to take the door off obviously. Remove this top section here again. We have to adjust this because I made changes again. And it needs to go up by 1 plate. And then I'll have to tile in right here. So there's where our tiles come in. This probably just goes right here. And that's why that was tiled in front of the door. Okay, so this is actually not wanting to connect because it's loose. Now I gotta figure out how to get that out of there. Yeah, getting access to this bottom layer is gonna be difficult. There it goes. Just a weird thing because there's like almost no support under there. It's just open space back to the dungeon. So it's not wanting to let me tile this. Okay, come here. I do believe I've got all of the things there now that need to be there to put these back. Okay, that was a really weird thing. I've never had to do that, but it's done. Let me double check this now. So now, if this is built here, the door is ahead of that though, so this could be here. How far out does the door swing? It's still hitting those, so it would have to be there, and then it can swing, which means I need the second one covered to allow the door to swing freely there. So this ends up being like twice the tiled area. What other tiles do I have that could make me not need to use this one? Okay, well, actually I might have some. A brown one and a blue one. A little eclectic, but hey, that's the way into the wizard's keep, I guess. So again, if this is now here, can swing past there easily. Do is trying to get are we built? Yeah, there probably needs to be castle defenses behind this, so the door would open up like right next to those. So I'm gonna need to tile that section too. What I think I could do is do this with these yellow ones. It's going to be a little garish, which has kind of been the trend so far. I have 4 of them, so these yellow can go in here. But again, this is kind of supposed to be almost a decorative area, right? So it could work. I'm just kind of making it work as an excuse, to be honest. Like, I just don't want to have to not use that. I kind of want to move that to the inside. Why would that be there? Okay, well, we'll figure that out a little bit later. For now, this can come back to here. I think we got one more something there. But this is now functioning on that side, arrow slit door. And so we'd be able to like, this is 1x3, but the idea being this could go here and still follow castle defense kind of guidelines. It's already starting to look right. Do I have any more? No. I'm out of little slopes, but anyways, that's the idea. It's working. That side looks okay. And then the gargoyles go here, but I need to take that clip-in piece off for the door. And we'll need to design a whole new door. Appears we're off by like one plate here, but I can probably do something with that. Maybe. It's really getting to where I'm running out of anything. Let's do this. Put this under here. I'll be able to hang something on that, and then I can do bricks under there now. And where is this going? Right here. So we're good. We're lined up like that. I need something to go 1x3, or I can just do here and then 1x1. Yep, we're getting calls. So I'm going to probably stop here. I'm going to work on it a little bit later. I might start up a live stream later today. Depends on what we're doing. We'll talk to y'all later.